So I have played a little bit sort of off stream this. I did record it for YouTube though, so those watching on YouTube, you already know what happened. But just a quick recap, I reloaded from the start where we on the last stream that we played from. And this time I managed to win the war in such a way that we didn't lose anything, and we actually gained about 200 ducats, just us, and then the rest of the allies that we had got about 60 total. So we got most of the money, and we didn't lose anything. We didn't do the reform for the burgers this time yet, because we still had a lot of modifiers that were affecting the stability increase already. We're currently actually slowly gaining stability even at +1. But we do have some of the modifiers in there, although we do not have the tax modifier, which means that we are actually making money now. We have taken quite a bit of time to recover from the war, so we don't still have enough manpower for the full force limit, but we're not that far off, so we should be fine. I do believe that today, if we can manage it, we'll probably do another war at Sardabar and try to take as much over here. Try to get to the coastline, basically, if possible, so that we can start, you know, spreading our influence down here, and also slowly making our way into India and or through Karakum area into like Xinjiang province or something like that, to slowly get towards China. Of course, to be able to get some silk production, we may need to go into like Southeast Asia or something, so going through India might actually not be a bad idea, especially since it's got pretty rich provinces overall. But also another thing that I did spot here just a few minutes ago is there's gems in here. Now, to be fair, that is part of Mongolistan, so it's not something that we can easily conquer, but that might be something that we'll take at some point. But first we need to kind of strengthen ourselves a little bit more before we are kind of ready for that sort of things. But also we've had some support from Mamluks in terms of money, like they paid off one of our loans. Oh, and that's another thing that we've done, is we've embraced the Colombian imports. We had to take a loan for that, and I believe Mamluks just paid off that loan as soon as we had taken, well, almost as soon as we had taken it. So in terms of money, we're actually doing pretty good. Modify expired. Oh, urban autonomy expired. Well, that means that the stability is actually going to be slightly better situated. Oh, right over here we would have had. Okay, yeah. It shows the things that we already have. We do not have the castle literacy, and we do not have the commercialization. Commercialization is spreading though, mostly into these two provinces, so it's not very quick. I mean, it's basically Derbent. How quickly is it spreading in there? It's 0.09, so it should be in here about 12 years from now. So, unless we can speed it up a little bit, which I don't know if we can. We just have investments. We invested only a few targets, so I'm not going to even go through that. It's like pittance spread out through all the provinces. But I am hoping that next year we'll have at least like 14,000 manpower, maybe more. Although it's been growing very slowly for the past few years, so I don't know if it's going to be all that good. Oh, and Turkish Empire warned us. They're not directly bordering us, but they do have stuff there. Of course, if they declare war on me, well, they're probably not going to declare war on me, let's be honest, but I did notice that Turkish Empire is currently guaranteeing Trebizond's independence, but Trebizond is only allied to me, so that probably means that as soon as that truce is gone, they might declare war again. Possibly. Although, how much do they have troops now? They've still got 31,000, 20,000 manpower reserves. Now, we do not have the obligation for the nobility on right now. But that reminds me of another thing that we did do, is we removed the natural order, or the noble hierarchy, so they no longer get the extra influence from that, at least. So overall, we've got a lot of things that we've done. It's not necessarily the best in every situation, but like, at least we are in a lot better situation than we were at the end of last stream, which is we had the disaster hit again, and then the Turks were called against us because they vassalized one of the nations that gained their independence. So yeah, that was a bit of a nasty surprise there. But I think at least today things are hopefully looking a little bit better. Now, we don't have a massive treasury yet. We're actually losing a bit of cash. Well, I'm not losing, but we've lost a lot of our income somehow. Is that because... No, the force limit is as it is. That hasn't been changed. We're not far off from getting the next middle tech though, which is quite nice. Now, we are also not that far off from getting the next idea group. So let's actually figure out that one. First things first, we got 2 admin, 2 diplomacy. It must be, or should probably be, a military idea group. Like, hold on a minute. What do we have? That would be stability increasing to all minus 10%. I was looking at the things in here. So there's the material cost missionaries. Autonomy change. Possible advisors. Yeah, we do have a high corruption, that's true. That is probably costing us a decent bit. Okay, so we have none of these that would link up here. So let's have a look. Quality would be discipline. Quantity would be settler charms. Well, we don't have settlers, so that doesn't do much. Standing army is stability. Okay, so if we take logistics ideas, that would give us the monthly autonomy change policy from... which one was it? Was it scholastic ideas? Well, no, admin. So that would unlock... Actually, that might not be a bad one. So what does it do? Land attrition, naval attrition, shipbuilding time, recruitment time, reinforced speed, global ship repair, pathing infrastructure cost, ooh, harbor infrastructure cost, national supply limit modifier, attrition for enemy, ooh. That sounds tasty. Also, the manpower training cost modifier goes down, movement speed goes up, fort maintenance goes down, and national garrison growth plus 10%. I'm actually liking the sound of that. Getting an extra +1 for attrition for the enemies is going to make Ottomans be very afraid of sieging down my lands. I'm hoping anyway. So I think we have our plan. Plus the policy for reducing the autonomy is going to be really nice. Establish control of the subjects? Huh. Well, they're probably trying to get their independence still. Or like, ooh, Ossetia is also a bit highly betty. Oh, Trebizond has embraced Colombian impulse now. Not entirely surprising, to be fair. Although we weren't giving them that, so... Dang it, we could have gotten a lot of money out of it. But I'm pretty sure that Mamluks already have it. Although I suppose I could have a look at the nations that I could perhaps sell the... or give knowledge sharing for the Colombian imports, because if we can make some money out of it, that would be brilliant. Okay, we got up to 13, so we got about an extra 1100 manpower now at the start of the year. Nothing massive, but like we're slowly recovering from some pretty tough wars. Right, so I wanted to go to the diplomacy. It's an economic knowledge sharing. So Mamluks. There's no institution they can learn from us. Ah, I see. Okay, so it looks like we can't do any of the knowledge sharing right now, realistically speaking, but that's alright. Well, we should probably... Oh, right, yeah, we got a spy over here already working on a spy network, so we can get some claims. Of course, we do have the... thanks to Karakunlu, even if they won't help us in the war, they do give us a casus belli that we can utilize for Holy War, which means that we can take all provinces at 75% cost, which isn't bad. Let's be honest, but having some claims in there makes the coring process a lot quicker and easier. So that's why I tend to try to at least get some claims if possible. Speaking of which, we just lost the claim on Astrakhan. Oh, and Astrakhan was for a brief moment there no longer tributary of Turkish Empire, but they are now back tributary again. Oh well. Oh, Ferdinand. Oh, Austria is the emperor again. Hold on, is this the number... No, this is the number 3 again. Right. I don't think we managed to get a lot of income yet, have we? No. Sure enough, we do root a lot of corruption, but our corruption is still pretty darn high. We're trying to slowly lower it, but we had some nasty disasters that we're trying to avoid, so we had to do a lot of things, and the corruption went up quite a bit. So how's the nobilities or aristocrat influence? It's less than 60 now. It is going up, unfortunately, but it is not too bad. Bureaucrats don't have a lot either. Metropolitans actually have a decent bit. If we were to just influence them a little bit, also... Well, yeah, if we were to influence them a little bit, then that would potentially get us to the point where we could do the reform, but I don't want to do that yet. Apparently there's some diseases going on. Oh, there we go. Almost ready to get the Militech. Now, it does give the military tactics, which, actually, if we think about this, the truce we have with the Turkish Empire is going to expire next year. They got 34 already. If we take that, that's going to give us the advantage with the extra quarter tactics. How much do we... Okay, so we got 1.25, I think? Yeah, we got 1.25, so that's going to give us 1.5 total, plus whatever discipline gives us. And then flanking, cavalry fire, combat with... That might not be bad. I don't think we can get it any cheaper anytime soon, so yeah, we'll just take that one now. And now we should be... Yeah, we're ahead of time again. Which means more military attrition. Which is already 47, so that's not too bad. How much would we get pips for our leader? 4 to 11 plus 1 shock. So that's honestly not too bad. Artisan relatively has expired now, excellent. Although that does mean that the stability increase in the wall is probably a little bit smaller, although it might still be going up. Oh yeah, it is, and it's, well, about to hit +2. Ooh. Now, to be fair, we're still not going to do the reform quite yet, even though it would be possible, and it would help us a lot in the long run. But at the same time, if we can't survive without the disaster, especially if there's going to be another war against the Ottomans potentially, it's probably best for us to, you know, stay put. Oh wow, Ossetia has a 5553 leader. It's pretty impressive. And they don't have too much liberty desire right now either. That is definitely good news. So how much do we need for the claim here? We need to have 36, because we got some traits on the leader. So we're almost there, getting at least one claim, but I'm gonna wait at least until like 1543, I think, before we're gonna declare war on Sardabar, because in case the Ottomans attack, we need to be able to not be at two wars at the same time. Now, it's very likely that as soon as we declare war, they will declare war on Trebizond again. Our noble marriage has expired, so that means potentially a little bit less stability, although we did get to +2 already, so that's good. But the noble's power is going to start diminishing a little bit, which is what we want, because they got 92% power right now, which is not great. So if we can just start lowering that, then that's going to start lowering the autonomy, which is going to start lowering the power a little bit further. So I'm hoping to get to like in like next 20 years get down to at least 85, maybe 80 power for the nobility again, if we don't need to give them too much things, that is. And then that way we can slowly make sure to get a little bit more out of our land. Now, a few things that we could do potentially, not necessarily right now, but like increase the taxes that the nobility pays, or like increase the obligation. Oh, Sardabar is fighting another war against Alright, there might not be much left of Sardabar, or are you fighting against... Hold on, Mogulistan, are you... No, it is just Sardabar, alright. Does Sardabar... Oh, they have that one. Okay, so let's have a look at their enemies here real quick. Okay, they got enemies over there, so they won't be losing this main area here. They might be losing a lot of cores though, but that's not my problem. Okay, we've got 0.69 ducats per month income. Although that might actually change since it's... Yeah, it's going to be 0.76, I believe. So it is slowly going up at least. And I'm hoping that eventually some of those state corruption things... Oh, never mind, it went down. Oh, we actually lost some manpower. How much do we have room in here still for farmlands and all that? There is still some room. Although I do wonder what the wages over here for the farmers or rural workers are. It is pretty high. It's close to 7. So we don't want to expand any of the farmlands there right now, because it just would increase the wages even further. Okay, so was it in April or August? April. Okay, so the truce, yeah, there it goes. But the question is, will they declare war on Trebizond again or not? At least no one else is going to be declaring war on Trebizond, because Turkish Empire is guaranteeing them, but yeah, it's not necessarily the best situation regardless. And I'm pretty sure that Trebizond knows that. They do have 11,000 men there. Ossetia has 12,000 now. Is Ossetia... Oh, they got a bit of extra liberty desire again. It's mostly because we've been unable to get our force limit up again to sufficient numbers, which there's not much I could do, but I mean, there's some things that I could do about it. Oh, and looks like Sardabar is chasing down an army here. I don't know if there's going to be a combat in here. If there is, I'm hoping that I'm... Oh, no. Oh, yeah, there is a combat. It looks like Sardabar... Oh, wow, that is a stack wipe. That's quite impressive, but there's now 27,000 Mogulistan troops coming in. I think Sardabar is going to lose this. You know, it's just a bit of a hunch. Yeah, I'm probably going to wait at least like summer 1543. Oh, there we go, we got the Conquest Cassette at least. And we can get the... Ooh, Diplotech. Actually, getting an extra Diplotech would be quite nice. And of course, we don't need the Diplo points right now for anything else. Of course, with the corruption and all that, the price is a little bit high. But not much I'm going to do about it. So we take that. Okay, so now the casual literacy is going to be needed, so that is going to increase the cost even further. Although the neighboring bonus is pretty high, so... But that should also lower the liberty desire, at least on Ossetia. Karakullu still has pretty darn high, so I don't think we can lower that sufficiently anytime soon. If we have a look at the... Okay, so it's 40% for Ossetia at least. And then Karakullu is still 100. I mean, they still get 58% from the enforced religion, but there's still a lot of other things in there as well that have an impact. and thus we can't really... Ooh, hold on a minute. Does Karagagulu only have a Diplo 30? They do. Interesting. So now that if we can start going ahead of them in terms of tech, Diplo tech in particular, then the liberty size would start dropping. Also, how's our stability doing? Is it now going down finally? No, it's still going up. Oh, wow. I mean, with 2 stability, well, I mean, suppose we still have the... if we have a look at the modifier here, that is agitator, so that is helping a lot with the stability. And we've still got 5 years of that modifier, but at the same time, like, we might want to wait until that is available again, so that we can immediately increase stability, potentially by 1 point, or at least half a point, and get the stability increase interval up quite drastically without having an impact on taxes, although nobility does hate that one. So, you know, we'll probably have to make sure that their loyalties are up sufficiently before we do it. So how much are the war score costs of these provinces? So that's 12%, that's 5%, that's 10, that's 18. So what I'm kind of thinking is I'm just going to try to get a wedge through here into the coast. I'll go for Persia and then... Oh, we lost a diplomat. Oh no, that might actually lower our stability. Right, so what sort of options do we have? We got diplomat, 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 statesman, statesman. Ooh, actually the statesman... Diplotech cost goes down, Diplo reputation goes up. That might not be bad, and especially if it's part of the... Well, either one of these, quite frankly, would be fine. Because they're part of either the metropolitans or the bureaucrats factions. Let's have a look at the... actually, probably should have a look at the influences rather than that. So bureaucrats are 13, 25 for metropolitans. So if we get another metropolitan... Which we probably had a metropolitan previously, so that can keep their influence up a little bit at least. Oh, we had level 2 advisor, didn't we? Because that income has gone up quite significantly now. And I'm okay with that. We do need to have a bit of a cash reserve here before we go too far ahead with things. But so far, no war declaration from the Turks yet, but they're not fighting any other wars either. Oh, they're guaranteeing Genoa's independence as well, I see. Ah, that's a bit of a shame. There's still these pretender rebellions in Teke. Oh wow, Magulistan is sending so many troops through my lands, and they're actually taking a lot of attrition in here. Actually not that much, it's only 1.5. But they are taking attrition in here. If they were fighting in a war against me, then they'd be taking a lot more, but right now that is not the case. Let's look at the conversions going on here in the Gold Province. So it is currently 38% Orthodox. Still quite a ways to go. The reason why I'm converting this is so that we can eventually then convert the culture here as well. Because you can't convert heretic religion, or like only your own religion basically is what you can culture convert. And I kind of want this core territory to be part of my culture so that there's a little bit less unrest and that sort of stuff. And also perhaps a bit more money. Oh no, we got another 600 also. Alright, so did that actually increase our force limit? It did. So that means another half a ducat of extra. Well, not necessarily half a ducat, but a little bit more extra money again. And that should also have perhaps a little bit of a... Well, actually probably not that much of an impact. So actually, I don't think I should be going in here yet, because I won't be able to siege a lot of this. I mean, I might be able to siege down that area. But there's just so many troops moving through my lands already that it's... like, all of this is going to get sieged down. Now, I'm not entirely sure what is going to... Like, what is going to happen with them. All those lands. It's mostly seized by Magulistan, which cannot take those lands, so at least we know that they won't be taking all of it. How much of it they will be... Well, I mean, I suppose it's mostly going to be that province, isn't it? Maybe release some of the lands to some other one. Or some other nations. Well... There's potential for another nation to be reformed over here. The Yana Yurids, that we had some fights early on. Yeah, still 1.1 ducats per month. The corruption... Oh, it's slowly starting to go down again. Like, it was going 0.02 previously, but now it's going 0.07. So that's quite an increase in that regard. So I'm guessing there's not much in terms of the stuff over here that I could do. We need to get the metropolitan influence up, and then we could do the reform there. Now, with the +2 stability, it might be the best chance that we have, because it's going to drop us by 4 points. There is still taxes at least that we can do to increase the stability quite quickly. Now, of course, Ansung, our leader, has only one admin skill, so as soon as we go that, we're going to get the disaster in like 50 months. Probably not even that long. Let's say 40 months or so. Unless we can increase the stability steadily. So, it would be risky, but at the same time... Well, I suppose we don't have the points for that yet, do we? We need 100... Yeah, we need 100 Diplo. So, another 15 for the promote faction. So, yeah, we're not going to do that quite yet, but we could potentially do that next year. Start getting that reform done, because that's going to increase our trade quite nicely. At the same time, it's also going to start increasing the amount of commercialization spread, which is still very modest. Although it's already over 90% at their bench, and from there it's going to start spreading into a lot of other areas, hopefully. Quickly though, I'm not entirely sure. Although, ooh, we might want to get the admin tech first, because that's going to increase the max resource size quite a bit, especially for the gold mine. That's going to be really nice. And then another idea group will take the logistics ideas, because I believe that is one of the things that can be... Oh, now there's standing army, professional army, grand army ideas. And was that over here? It's quality, wasn't it? Is one of the things. But at the same time, I do kind of like the idea of getting the logistics and ideas, because the extra attrition there is pretty good. The reduced costs for harbors and pathing is also really useful. And a few other things there, like the army speed and all that sort of stuff, all are pretty decent things to have. Yeah, it's 1544. We still haven't declared the war on Sardabar, but at the same time, they're currently pretty sieged down, so we may need to wait until those sieges are over before we declare our war. Okay, so we lost a little bit for the taxes, so like another 3 months. And then we're going to probably do the... Actually, how is the influence doing now? So, nobility, aristocrats still have 56 influence. Metropolitans are actually losing some of it. Well, they lost a little bit. They should be gaining again. Yeah, they are. Just not all that quickly. So I think April we should be able to do the reform. And I think this time we'll be able to survive, especially since... We only got like 3 years that we need to survive that we can banish the agitators again, which is going to make quite a difference in the stability situation, and that way we can... Ooh, and we got 15,000 manpower now. It's not enough for the force limit to be 18, but that is still pretty decent. And Ossetia doesn't have Liberty Desire, or well, it does, but it's not too high, let's put it that way. Can we get another claim in here? I mean, we need 46 points, so not quite there yet. We can get the admin tech, I think... Well, if we do that, then that's going to slow down the reform quite a bit. Because how much are we getting? We're getting 7 per month. So we might wait with that a little bit longer. And just get the... Yeah, actually, next month is probably when we're going to do the... Because we need 15 Diplo, I believe, for the promote faction. Oh, of course it is preparing to attack Sardabar. Okay. Oh, right, there's no one in there. Ah. Alright. We do... Ooh. You know what, I'm going to declare the war first. Before they do. Although they might be declaring the war really soon. But, you know, we'll try to siege down at at least some of the areas in here. So that we'll get some land. And hopefully we'll also... Well, there's probably not that much to loot in here, let's be honest. So probably going to go lighter looting. Now that I think of it. We're still getting okay money. Okay, now we got enough points. So let's go ahead and do the reform. So... Support elite, promote metropolitan factions. Yeah, it is 15 points. It does improve the stability increase interval though, which is quite nice. So we'll do that one. And then we can do the reform over here. It is going to be probably -4 stability still. No, it's only -3. Oh, interesting. It's still plus 50% for stability increase interval, so it's not going to be great in terms of that, but it's only -1 stability. And for that, we could do the tax reform, for example, or the provide tax relief to get us a little bit closer to getting the stability back. But that does, of course, spend some points there, but like, this is honestly not too bad. Oh, and the Metropolitans took over. Oh. Oh, bollocks. I just realized something. Oh, wait, no, it needs to be below 35. Never mind. So we got pretty close to be able to do, or could have been doing the nobility reform, but not quite there yet. But we can wait. Okay, we got our army in position. Let's go ahead and do a bit of a war. Although, we're so close to getting the second claim there. And you haven't declared your war yet. I suppose I can afford waiting for... How much are we getting per month? 1.47. So 2 months, 3 months, and we'll have the second claim. And then we'll do the war.